Hey everybody, we are here with Ford Fiesta 2015. It's got an EVAP code 1450 and tracing some things down. So yes, 2015 Ford Fiesta. Why the canister purge valve? Because this is a common occurrence in Fords, especially between the year 2013 through 2018, all right? The canister purge valve on this vehicle is up front. It's right up by the air intake. So I wanted to do a little disclaimer slash public service announcement about DIYers working to diagnose EVAP, all right? What is EVAP? It is Evaporation Emissions Control System. This is the system that keeps the evaporation of the fuel getting back out into the atmosphere. It is, it's emissions, right? It's to help the planet not get too much gas fumes. So, which is a good thing, but trying to keep all of those fumes in a car is fairly tough to diagnose, and this could be a number of things. Now, it's much easier for a shop to diagnose because they have equipment that can measure the vacuum leaks, and they have gauges to test for that kind of thing. But it can also be very expensive. You take this vehicle to a shop, it's going to cost you around $100 plus just to diagnose the problem, right? Odds are it's the canister purge valve, okay? But you're gambling, you know, and you have to realize that. You're kind of rolling the dice and going, all right, this is a common problem, and most of the Fords in this age range tend to need that purge valve changed out at some point. And you can do it yourself for a lot cheaper than a shop can do it. So listen, as a DIY, uncertified, self-taught mechanic over the years, I've been around, but I don't have the tools to check all of the lines to make sure things are leaking or not leaking. So how do I know it's the canister purge valve? I don't. It's an educated guess. While you're saving money on a diagnosis, you're also throwing parts at it, kind of, all right? And, you know, you just got to measure out what's going to cost you more in the long run. And with EVAP, it can be tricky. I'll shut up now. We'll get to work. Or vacuum from running back up into the canister. Canisters in the back. And in a lot of these Fords, the newer ones, this being a 2015, this is usually in the back, like it's right up next to the canister. But in this vehicle, they put it up front here, right next to where, the fuel intake is. So, which is interesting. We're gonna change this thing out and ordered a new one. There it is. A little different design, but we're gonna put this thing on there. You got these shrink wrap. There's no hose clamps, so they shrink wrap these on to make sure they don't leak, which is a good thing. But it's an interesting way of sealing up hoses. I'll show you how to do that. And first of all, we're going to disconnect the battery. I always do that anytime you're dealing with electrical sensors and stuff like that. It's just a good idea. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is take this off. I'm going to slide out this pigtail, which I don't know if I can do with one hand. I can do with one hand. Look at that. We get that sucker off and out of the way. And yes, heat gun. Hold on, just a little bit of heat is what we're gonna do, and loosen this thing up and disconnect it. All right. End here always aims backwards, and this is just a little valve It shuts the air on and off. So now we're gonna go get our shrink wrap hose clamps. And here are the power grip clamps that we're gonna use here. I might trim, I kind of went a little nuts, so I think I might cut this back a little bit, heat it up, cut it back, and because yeah, that's pretty deep down there. I want to make sure that this thing doesn't leak, but these are fascinating. At first I'm like, what's this, you know, it's shrink wrap clamps, what's that about? But these are actually really cool, and the way they're engineered is like if you use a little steel hose clamp or something on this, in the winter it's going to get really cold and it's going to change, and it could possibly even crack the plastic. These clamps, they're heat sensitive and cold sensitive, and they fluctuate and flex with the temperature, whether it's, you know, 90s or, you know, 0 degrees outside. These will not break, which is fascinating. And you can apply the clamps with just a heat gun, man, which is pretty cool. You evenly heat and just stick them on there. Boom. All right, so if you need to cut this off, basically what I did is I heated it up with the heat gun a little bit. Wear gloves, like don't cut yourself. But I was able to just use a razor knife and cut that part right off. Piece of cake. The way you get these off the cardboard tubing is just compress them, clamp and all. These clamps are super flexible. It won't hurt the clamp. And try and smash down that piece of cardboard there. There you go. Get it like that, ideally, and then you can easily pull it out like that. All right, so got my heat gun, Drill Master. This is from Harbor Freight. It drills with heat, which is good. Okay, bring it on in here. So first we're gonna heat this guy up just evenly. I got it blowing low. Get it nice and flexible. Also, you want to make sure that this, for mounting it, is on the inside. All right, we'll start putting this thing together. All right, and we're warming up this side. And now we heat up this side. Watch that clamp ease up on there. And again, we may want to make sure they don't turn. Wow, that one's tight. That was not as tight. Tiny camera on the iPhone. Make sure it's adhered around the hose. To be thorough. So, everything is tight. These do not move. And shininess, that helps, right? You can feel that sucker is on there. Yeah, feels good, looks good. Actually, I might. Don't forget to subscribe, and why not watch another video? Stick around!